Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Fierro. It's week 3 of the high school football season, and that means the annual grudge match between Marble Falls and Burnet. Here's Mustangs head coach Todd Dodge.
You're just honest with them. You tell them what things that you want, things that need to have happen. You identify that it is a big game. You know, there's no doubt. I mean, it's important to people in Burnet County, people in Marble Falls, city of Burnet, these kids. I mean, I don't want to downplay it. However, it's not a district ball game. It's not going to be the biggest game of the year, for Burnet. Shouldn't be for them. It's not the biggest game of the year for us. It is the next game because neither one of them have anything to do. This win. Now it's very, very important. So I just tell our players, be excited about it. I love the fact that you get an opportunity. Some people don't. It's not a given that every team has a good rivalry game. Yeah, that's good. It's good for high school sports. It's good for high school football. It's good. It's good, healthy, competition for two towns, and I like that. But I just tell our players, just make sure that, I don't doubt that our kids have a burning desire to win. Let's make sure that we don't wish away the preparation. Because sometimes they just get so excited to get to the game. It's just like you can't hardly focus on anything all week long. You just got to calm them down and say, okay, this is Monday. All right, you want to win. You don't just turn it on at 7:30 on Friday night. You got to win today. You got to win tomorrow. You got to win Wednesday. You got to win Thursday. You got to do things the right way. You got to prepare. You got to respect your opponent enough to prepare great for them. In a great way for them. Burnet as a football team really is better than last year because they're a year older in a lot of ways. They got 7 starters back, maybe 6 on defense, 7 on offense, something like that. So when you got guys that are coming back and they played a year, then they're going to be better. Offensively, of course, Derek Kaiser, the quarterback's an outstanding player, coming off of an outstanding junior year last year. Number 11, really good receiver, very, very productive. Number 20, very productive. Halfley, the running back, we know him. He killed us on screen passes last year, so offensive line gets after you. They're probably not as big on the offensive line as they were last year, but very mobile. So and they're a good football team. They beat Fredericksburg. And then Fredericksburg won, and they beat Rockdale, and Rockdale won the week before. They're 2-0. They took Wimberley to the woodshed during the scrimmage, and I think Wimberley's 2-0 right now. So they played good people, and then they beat good people. So we got all the respect in the world for them. Yeah, this is a really you really look at it, baby. It's a really good matchup. The two schools are not that far away in enrollment. Probably the numbers on our varsity football team very similar. So I mean, it's a solid matchup. Really, it's anybody who's in the spread offense and is going to want to spread the ball around. You talk about prepare for this, prepare. You choose certain things you're going to take away. Last year, their game plan was to really play very soft. Give up. I mean, Garrett had 15 catches last year against them, and we didn't get a bunch of big plays because they weren't there. We just dink and dunked and took completions, and then the KJ ran the ball really well. But we were able to be very efficient, hold on to the football. We only turned it over once in that game. Last year, but just be efficient, and most of our drives, we were turning most of our drives into points. We weren't wasting drives, and most of those drives were 11 and 12 play drives. I mean, we snapped it 91 times. I mean, that's still so, and it wasn't because I wasn't just cranking the tempo as like we did the other night or even against LaGrange this year. Really, with crank tempo, it was just the fact that we went on long drives. I expect they'll do what they do, we do what we do, and know that the one thing that shouldn't be a factor in the game is who plays the hardest. I mean, I told our kids it'd be a shame if it came down and say somebody just outplayed you, or that kind of deal in a game that's supposed to mean so much to everybody. So I don't expect that to, because people say, well, they play really hard. Well, I think our kids are going to play really hard too. It'll come down to, just who plays the best.
Todd Dodge. We'll hear more from him later. Marble Falls senior Aidin Parnell has moved from receiver to defensive back. He tells us how playing one position has helped him be better at the other.
I feel like they needed me there. I feel like I could be a help on defense too. And offense is clicking. We have a bunch of players. We have a whole lot of depth at receiver. And there was a position for me to help the team out in another way on defense and help the team just all together. And I feel like I've done a real good job. I felt like I'm being one of the leaders of the defense. And me and cornerback Cody Seelig, one of the seniors, so we have to kind of step up and lead the team, and I'm trying to do everything I can to help us win. So if that means going to play corner after playing receiver my whole life and going to move corner my senior year, it's a big deal, but I think it'll help us.
I want you to explain to me how your knowledge at receiver helps you at corner.
It's a big help. Going from receiver, knowing all the routes, knowing all receiver tendencies that I do, and as a corner I can read them. I know most plays that offensive players run, and I think we really have a good game plan against them. We've been watching a lot of film and a lot of just working together as a team and knowing our assignments. And yeah, I think everyone knows their assignments, and it's easier for me to be kind of know mine out in the island. So I know my other guys are rushing quarterback, my other guys are playing the other zone, so it's easier for me to play that island. So,
how does Friday night's game end? How do you get a happy ending Friday night?
A big win against Burnet. It's always what we strive for. It's our rival. It's someone we always have a really physical, tough game with, and I think it's a game that the whole town wants to come out and see and come out and watch us compete against each other. We've been playing Burnet our whole lives. We know most of the kids there. We have relationships with them, and it's just a really big game, and I think it's going to turn out great, and I think we'll come out on top.